But yeah, he has a lot of cohesion with these guys. Of course, he would have played with, I believe, ZTR and Adam B, I think it was, in the Swedish team in the European Championships last month or the month before. But so he's used to playing with these guys. It's not like it's completely unknown. He probably got used to ZTR style of calling as well. So we'll see what they can bring here, as Young Ninjas are going to start out on the T side here of Overpass. Apeks Rebels going for a little bit of an A and connector stack, as VHW alone to try and defend towards B. But this one could backfire on Young Nip because of how many players are sitting in con.
Yeah, there's the flashes in the smoke coming in. Apeks playing this one on a little bit of a retake scenario here, but a lot of presence coming in from connector. Jaquino is going to be able to pick up the first with a pit 250, and instant refrag coming in though, and there is a defuse kit, but look at the push towards CT.
That could be absolutely everything. Adam B finds that kill, and now VHW doesn't want to take that fight. Instead, pushes through heaven. He's going to be pushed from behind, and he is going to be dealt with. And now this plant becomes pretty much very difficult to kind of stick, especially with ZTO with a P250 just spamming away, gets both heads, and comes away with the pistol round for the Young Ninjas.
Yeah, I like the idea, by the way, of going for this double pit 250 investment in the pistol round for the T side. I feel like, especially on a map like Overpass, is going to be a pretty decent option. And you still have the bonus money to go for a smoke towards heaven, to have a couple of flashes. Overall, a pretty decent pistol round. Apeks did have a chance there for a second, but yeah, the push towards CT was just way too good for Young Nip. Managed to make them feel uncomfortable. And now we're going to witness the force buy coming in. The Apeks Rebels are going to try to rebel early on. A couple MP9s, a couple upgraded pistols, and a dream.
Oh yes, a big dream right now for Apeks Rebels. Can they make the dream into reality? Not with that first kill. Yeah, do you think so? You're very pessimistic today.
Oh no, VHW's dream is dead.
Okay. Well, he is dreaming because he's been sent to sleep, sent to bed.
Okay, the dream is now dead.
Yeah, now the dream is dead. Now for everybody. I mean, ZTR's stuck, so he might lose his life here, but I don't think it's going to affect the round all that much. He's waiting for his teammates to come help him, and they are all here, so get down, Mr. President, protect him. And that's actually ZTR will get that kill with the HE. 3 HP still standing somehow. Young Ninja's looking to just farm the cash, keep everybody alive as well, and they're not even planting the bomb, they're just walking down trying to find sense. And Maxter has eventually found him. 2-0 Young Ninjas, and now Apeks Rebels don't have all that money to play with, because that was actually the force buy, although it didn't really look like it.
Yeah. Well, Jack, we're about to jump in the TeamSpeak of Young Ninjas now for the third round. You know, myself and yourself, we love a TeamSpeak round against the Eco.
Mollon, jag och Jack kommer att ta. Var beredd att gå 3B sen. Jag kommer bara gå ta snabb info mot mitt. Var beredd att flasha åt mig, Jack. Jag lägger första flashen.
Jag kommer gå.
Lägg en häckflash när jag kallar.
Ja.
Lägg nu.
Lägger där.
Ute. Micke, tack.
Jag laggar.
Två till. Jag backar.
Jag är ensam, jag kan inte hjälpa dig. Jag har 30 FPS.
Right. Det var båda.
Jag står utanför.
Det var i alla fall en.
Okej, tillbaka.
Ja, det var minst en.
Spela vapen, jag kommer döda dem. Jag
vet inte om den har skott.
Nej, jag kommer ladda.
Jag håller ryggen. Han pushar.
Bort.
Mid.
Ja. Kan inte ens se han.
Sista var där uppe, han fick assist på mig.
Det är med Linus.
Han är inte i PG.
Står någon med bomben?
Han är PG.
PG.
Nice runda.
Jag fick någon sjuk lag.
Was I hearing a little bit of an FPS issue there?
I think so.
I hear 30 FPS. I'm not fluent in Swedish.
Yeah. We've been trying to learn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to the idea of
but
learning it.
We're learning via those rounds. Don't misunderstand us. Like, we're learning only from that experience. But I think there was an FPS issue.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't persist. That can be very, very irritating, especially such a high stakes game, because You know, we're talking about how Apex Rebels haven't won a game so far, but Young Ninjas, I mean, they have been quite lackluster. You know, a lot of people were tipping these to be, you know, one of the top dogs in Group B, maybe bar Big Academy, but a close second, sure. And currently 3-3.
Yeah.
It hasn't been perfect for them. So, you know, we'll see. They have looked a lot better. Like, let's be real. They have looked a lot better since Jaquinho has actually come in and Era has stepped away. I believe what you said, he was on vacation.
Yeah, he is on. I was actually really surprised by this, because you know how I found out. I just opened up Twitter one morning and I just see Era posting his suitcase and he's like, on my way to a well-deserved vacation. And I'm like, aren't we in the middle of the Academy League? What's going on?
Yeah, I was wondering myself. I was like, is there already changes? But, you know, rest and relaxation is the key to victory, but not in this game. It is, of course, entry kills onto a site, and a bomb plant would very much help the process for Young Ninjas. But the entry goes in favor with Apex Rebels. It's VHW to find that kill. 4 players now try and storm this site, and it is just Apex Rebels really forced to play for the retake here. They might not like it, but they have to do it. They have to wait out the smokes, let everybody get into position, and then try and overcome this hold.
Ooh. Templar, he's going to be able to find the first Master with a really nice double kill, though. The spray transfer on the AK is going to find both kills, and now Sense, he's going to be the one looking for the refrag. Does he walk through the smoke here? That's going to be a massive risk, and he will. He's just waiting for the timing. They actually don't realize it. Sense he's just gonna walk out. Baxter, I think now he spotted him. He's gonna be able to find a kill. Surely that's the round done and dusted. VHW, he's trying to find his way onto the bomb, but there's just not enough time for the defuse. ZTR is gonna go down, but it is going to be a Young Nip round, a pretty chaotic one, but in the end of the day, it's just Adam B left alive to tell the tale.
He'll tell the tale of how Maxter really just flipped everything onto Apex Rebels. Lovely quick double here, and just the reposition was absolutely everything. Sense had no idea. Sense he thought he went back to go on the site there. He had absolutely no clue where Maxter repositioned. Beautifully played by the Young Ninjas player. And already we're seeing an Apex Rebels timeout. So already we are going to see a tactical. Now, money not great for the CT side once again, of course, after losing that round. And they're going to be a little bit annoyed about that one. Maybe that's caused for the tactical timeout. It would be a decent enough explanation.
Yeah.
But I suppose to get these tacks in early, you know, rather than leaving it too late and all of a sudden you're 7-0 down and you're calling your first tack. So try and nip that in the bud as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I think that previous round was a pretty awkward one as well in terms of, like, from the perspective of Apex, because they had a good idea. I mean, they could contain Young Nip onto the bomb side, and at one point just Maxter realized, okay, we're pretty much trapped. We have only Toilets and Banana, they have Long, they have Bang, they have CT. We need to push somewhere. We need to find something, and this is where that double kill actually plays out a massive role there for Maxter. So Apex, they did have the right idea, but in the end of the day, couldn't just connect with the shots, and Maxter was just a little bit better in that scenario. So now they need to play with the limited weaponry once again, and it's just going to be the contact play from Adam towards the B-bomb side, it seems, but there is a little bit of a stack going on.
A little bit of a stack. No issue, though. Just absolutely mowed down, and they're not going to lose a single player. It's going to be the perfect round and the perfect start. 5 alive, 5 on the board. Apex Rebels now have their first investment. Berserk has enough cash to go for that AWP, and indeed he does. The opposite number, Jaquinho, currently at the bottom of the scoreboard, but hasn't had really the chance to shine just yet. Maybe this is the round that we are going to see a big performance from the stand-in, because, you know, he has stood in. Overpass was one of the maps that he did perform on against yesterday. It was 16-5, so a very dominant showing. We might see a whole lot more from him here. He spotted out Berserk. He's going to be able to take him down, open and kill. Goes in favor of Young Ninjas. And now Apex Rebels might have to get a little bit aggressive towards short. That's exactly what's going to come in here. Tapeware is going to be pushing slowly. And Anby and ZTR are going to be going for the boot here. But ZTR, what a beautiful peek. What a lovely headshot. Molly goes in. Smoke needs to go down to just save Adam B. But he will not be able to save Adam B from the bullet to Brave.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a misplay, I think, from Adam B as well, because the idea of this was that they didn't want to let Apeks know that there's 2 players towards short, but it doesn't really matter. LNZ is going to find another kill. Sense all alone towards the B-bomb side. He needs to tuck himself in the smoke and just hope for the best, and I don't think they've realized it. Okay, surely they're thinking about it. Yeah.
His legs, I think, gave him away there in the smoke. Jaquinho takes him down.
Yeah. That's why you don't do leg day at the gym. They just become too big and then they go out the smoke.
He might have big feet as well, and he might just have massive shoes on. Do you know, like proper like clown shoes size. So you never know.
I was just thinking, please don't call him a clown.
Or do you know, like flippers? Do you know,
yeah.
Do you know the skin with like the flippers?
How are they called? The scuba diver thing?
Yeah, flippers.
Are they called flippers?
They're called flippers.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not calling them a clown. Let me get that clear. No, I'm just.
Yeah, because I thought
it's
about
only
it.
it's only jokes. It's only jokes. Well, there's no joke here. Really, it's not funny. Apex Rebels will definitely not be laughing at this scoreline, as it's a 6-0 lead so far for the Young Ninjas on the T side, no doubt as well. So problems arising so far. We can see the scoreboard. ZDR, IGL, showing us what he can do. Usually, you know, towards the middle and the back of the pack. Not today.
Yeah. You know, that's the thing with ZTR, right? You know, if his game is going well when he's the IGL, and that's the case with a lot of the entry IGLs, right? I mean, if you have to give a tier 1 example, that would be, let's say, Apeks for Vitality. If this guy has a good game, most of the time the team is going to be winning because he's the one leading the pack. He's leading it by example, giving the ideas. So if he's having a good game, pretty much the rest will have to, they will need to have the worst day in their lives in order for the team to lose. So yeah, ZTR having such a nice performance and everyone else just contributing in their own way has been pretty much enough so far for Young Nip. I mean, you look at the kill distribution, it's just a team effort. And you look at people like Maxter, Adam, BL, and Z, they've died only once. So they pretty much shot everybody that they've seen. They just haven't seen that many people on their screen so far. And we're going to see another tactical timeout. Now, I really wonder if you're Myth, what can you say to Apeks right now? Because we know that this guy's really experienced. We know, obviously, we've touched upon him being a part of Mouse, being a part of Norv, being one of the people that actually created the esports like educational environment in Denmark. By the way, that's an interesting fact.
Wow, that is a very interesting fact.
Yeah. He's one of the first people to actually initiate that, so he knows what's going on. He's been about. But the team has been struggling, and they're not even able to win most of their fights. So I really wonder, what are you saying to your players right now? Because they're in a really tough spot.
I mean, it is a little bit cliche, but, you know, just to kind of settle them a little bit, just to get them relaxed, is probably the goal. Not to rush things, just maybe just try to get them to play a little bit more standard. You know, we have a nice little boost here. That should have got a kill. That's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. Tapeware deserved a lot more than that. It's a very clever boost, but it's not going to work out. But yeah, it's just maybe just to take these timeouts just to kind of get them settled a little bit. You know, you can be a little bit panicked, you can be a little bit flustered. Around this time you get a little bit frustrated, so just to calm the nerves a little bit, get everybody focused before this one becomes an unrecoverable one, but still very much recoverable from this area. Oh, Maxer, that's a beautiful peek onto Berserk. Pistols stand in the way of Young Ninjas on this A site. This time VHW is the only one towards that A site that is going to pick up a kill. However, a good bit of damage done to Adam B and ZDR. 18 if you add both of their HP together.
Quick maths.
But it's not going to matter all that much.
Yeah. It was just the high buy for the CT side, I mean, so it's not such a... It's not a big disappointment losing around like that. It's kind of impressive that they are still able to do a decent amount of damage. And actually, taking a look at all three surviving players from NIP, their HP combines for 32. So yeah, a lot of damage done by Apeks Rebels. I think you can just be spreading the nice eco comp in the TeamSpeak after this one. But speaking of TeamSpeak, Jack, I believe we're gonna be jumping into the TeamSpeak of Apeks for this round to see if they're gonna be able to bounce back.
Skal vi seriøst prøve å gå ut og skyte han fyren på kortet?
Ja, da tenker jeg Mollo. Kan ligge flash foran døra.
Jeg skal ha Mollo monster først.
Ja, call.
Legg nå.
Flashe der. Boom.
Jeg backer.
En uge. Ingen på.
2 til slutt over nede.
Du har den.
2 til monster. 2 til monster.
Blokkemonster.
Vi er lurt død.
Ingen på.
Jeg lever deg.
De skulle trippe ned i boost.
Jeg piker med.
Patrick, kan du
Kan
komme
du flashe
tilbake?
kortrøret?
Ja, 2 sek. Tenk 2
Kan
sek.
gå opp bugge.
Det er ingen på
der,
mid.
Patrick.
Ingen på mid. Jeg står magisk.
Jeg
Akta
roter B.
bena.
Det er ingen. Ut monster, kanskje?
Ja,
Ingenting
monster.
mid. Ingenting av. På mid. Jeg dør mid.
Jeg bomba.
Kan ikke vi gå close monster? Der, ja.
Jeg roter opp.
Kom heller kort.
Jeg dør mid, boys.
Kom kort nå. Kom kort nå.
3 mid. Kom på nå.
Ja, akta en BR.
Jeg kan spille slipe A.
En uke. Ikke se han.
En uge og 3 mid.
Ok, jeg går i købbene.
Han er låst. Ingen på.
Flasher.
Kanskje. Ikke på, jeg sjekker bak. Jeg holder bak monster nå.
Ja.
Hold du uke.
Jeg holder rugge, og kortrøret.
Vi er litt stuck her, Bobbe.
De kan gå på outside. Viktig å
Kan
spille
gå på
slide.
den.
Ja.
Jeg piker lang. Så er det
En monster, flashe. Boom.
Høyt. En bakerst uge. Det er 2 uger nå.
av bubblens.
På kort en.
Ja.
Her er en. Kommer ikke på.
Monster.
En monster. Nok even.
Kom på
Ja,
3.
3. Walk opp på den. 3. 3 sto hold 2. Fuck, ass.
Fuck.
Sure.
Well, Jack, I think the comps say enough right now. I mean, you don't need to be speaking Norwegian to know what they just said in the end of that round, and we can hear the frustration has already installed itself in the heads of Apeks Rebels after those rounds.
I love the way, even if they're not in our language, you know, even if they're not in English, there's always one word that we always hear every time something is going wrong, that everybody knows what it means, and it means absolute despair for Apeks Rebels right now. They're 8-0 down. LNC with a really strong round there. He's, of course, one of the standout players to come back into this lineup. I mean, I don't even know. I probably can't even count how many times he's been in and out of Young Ninjas. I think maybe this might be his 4th or 5th stint with them, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not really sure on what we can call a stint or no, but I'm sure that he was removed from the roster before the season and then officially like brought him back with Era. But yeah, he's been around for a while.
Yeah.
I think ZTR is the only one from the original core that's left. Like from the first Young Nip team.
Oh, that's a while ago. I can't even remember who was on that, to be honest.
Oh, it was Nilo, Fuzi, Sapik, and Manon, I think were the rest.
I thought LNZ was on that lineup though as well.
No, he wasn't on the original one.
No?
No, he replaced someone later on, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take your word for it, Ted, because I don't like to be a naysayer, especially when I'm not educated on the matter. But ZTR teaching Tapeware a lesson. You don't push in short without clearing that position. Takes him down. Oh, the flash is going to be good enough to maybe reward Brave with a kill. Tries to line up a second, but unable to do so. Elsewhere, Berserk has had one. There's a flank coming in here from VHW. Maybe he can find something with the Deagle, but the dink onto Adam B is not going to be enough to take him down. VHW is still not spotted just yet, but eventually he will be found out by Jacquinho, and it's going to be a 9-0 lead now for the Young Ninjas. Look at the economy on the T side. It is going swimmingly for the Swedes so far on this first half of Overpass. Investment from Apeks Rebels. We've got Berserk out on an AWP, and we need to see a good showing from him. We need to see him put a stop to some of this aggression coming in from Young Ninjas, or else they're just gonna, you give them an inch and they're gonna take a mile.
Yeah, absolutely. Last time around, we saw him try to go for an aggressive peek towards middle, but a missed shot, and then he got overwhelmed by the AK. So he'll have to land some significant shots now if he wants to help out his team. We've mentioned not once or twice that Overpass is a map that really relies on your Oper having a good game, especially on the CT side. An Ope's paradise, some might call it, same as does too. So yeah, a map full of possibilities, full of potential impactful plays with the AWP. Nice utility actually to force away the young Nip from short just a little bit, and a good setup towards long, but Nip, they're just holding for now.
Yeah, they're letting LNZ play kind of here. He's gotten in towards toilet. Oh, he's heard the player drop away from long. Is he going to clear out VHW? It's not really going to matter, is it?
Oh my. That's so awkward.
This is very awkward, especially if they make their way up connector. LNZ gets that first kill, but it's going to be traded back by VHW. ZTR, however, is out on B. Tapeware needs to put a stop to this all on his own. Gets one, but not a second. Young Ninjas, they just seem to be absolutely everywhere right now. And Apeks Rebels, they have absolutely no idea what to do on this round. Because Young Ninjas, they are pushing nearly every single part of the map. And it's just 1v1s that are eventually falling in the favor of Young Ninjas. But now it's a 1 versus 2 that VHW really needs to go his team's way.
Yeah, AWP in hand, Smoke in a kid, HE as well to work with. But look at that. Young Nip, they're not going to give him anything in that scenario. No utility for the T side, so they're just going to be holding. They're going to be playing it really passively. The AWP is going to try and close out the distance, but the peak from Maxter is really, really well timed. And that's going to be the 10th round for Young Nip. What an awkward round that is for Apeks Rebels. And it's always tough when you play like that. It's really frustrating because you know that if it's a close game, Young Nip aren't going to be playing like that, right? Everyone individually is just going for their own solo plays and their own attempts of catching a nice timing and getting into a nice position and just getting map control without even trying, without investing any utility, without being together or stuff like that. And this is really annoying for Apeks Rebels, right? Because they expect the Young Nip to kind of be moving as a pack, but no, they've been going for a lot of these plays, but now they're going to be a little bit more passive, knowing that the buy isn't necessarily perfect on the CT side and some aggression might have to be expected.
And Z gets taken down. Jaquinho not going to be blinded by that flash. A little bit unfortunate. Nice idea from the Rebels. ZTR will have to shield his eyes from that one a little bit, but it's going to be Apeks Rebels. They're going to have to shield their eyes from the scoreline unless the Deagles can have a say or two. Brave taken down there, trying to make his way in connector and sense the last player standing. So although the damage might have been good a few rounds ago, it is not gonna matter whatsoever. You need to be getting rounds on the board. The money isn't an issue anymore for Young Ninjas. They are nearly full to the brim on every single player. That is an awkward fight from Jaquinho. So
yeah,
look at
you know
this
what?
though. They're gonna go for a hunt.
Care.
Well, Maxter surely has sense in the back.
Oh my god.
That is so awkward. That is so awkward.
You know what? I think that we've forgotten how fun ladder fights were since we don't have Train in the Mapu anymore, but yeah, sometimes we still get some of the action on Overpass.
Bring back Train, man. Bring back Train.
Yeah. You know what? I actually wonder if there's people in the chat that support that thesis. Like last year I was thinking, okay, that change was so good, but why didn't they remove Dust 2?
Yeah,
would have been such a nice, because I like Ancient, don't misunderstand me. I love the map, but yeah. Train.
I like Ancient. Like Train. I love casting Train. I hate playing Train.
Yeah, it's an annoying map to play.
Yeah, I hate playing Train. Just cannot do it. It's just that you always come up against just one or two people that literally only play Train and they just absolutely dominate you, and it's just not fun. It's just not fun. Big nade onto Jacquinho to start things off in this round, as the domination is not happening on train right now. It's happening on overpass. 11-0 unanswered rounds from Young Ninjas, and it's not as if a lot of these rounds have been close. It's been just completely one-sided.
Yeah, you know, we might not be playing train, but Apeks right now have the feeling of a train just going over them, so it's pretty similar. Young Nib, they've hit him with the hard one right now. And Apeks, they'll have to fight back. VHW, he's all alone towards upper toilets right now. Needs the multi-kill, and he's gonna find it. There's one, there's two, and there's the bomb. C4, smoke to secure it. He's even gonna go for the flash to make sure that there's not gonna be a refrag. That's a really good start. Apeks surely convert this one.
Yeah, this one surely is unlosable right now for Apeks Rebels. They have control of the bomb. Very decent positions from 4 different players. Maxter is going to try and walk out. He gets tagged by the op. Jacquinho finds 1 kill. Is he going to push through that Molotov? He was thinking about it. He's down to 55 HP. Remember that. Nade did a whole lot of damage to him. The swing is going to come in. He's looking for this toilets player, unable to find him, and it is going to be Sense to get 2 lovely kills. 1 round on the board for Apeks Rebels. It ain't much, but it has been very honest work for the Norwegian side. Need to make it consecutive rounds. VHW doing everything and more there to get his team finally into a position where they could pick up their first.
Yeah, absolutely. You need your player towards upper toilets to be producing something like that. By the way, there was a statistic like a couple days ago about the positions on different maps that have the highest impact, and one of those positions is actually your upper toilets player. So you need him to be able to produce those multi-kills. He's kind of the guy that's rotating in between long and middle. He controls the connector rotations as well. So if this guy's having a good game, your CT side is going to be overall looking a lot more solid. And this is what happens when he gets the multi-kill. In that scenario, Apeks pick up their first round, but now you need to try and build upon that. You need to start a foundation and be able to continue chaining up rounds.
I mean, the foundation is there, right? I mean, they have the foundation. They have that 1 round, but it's just they need to get the building blocks. And they need to start stacking them up and start building this house. But the home wreckers are here. Young Ninjas begin to topple, knocking those blocks down left, right, and center. And they put up the smokes to block this A site. So Apeks Rebels, they can't push through them even if they wanted to, unless they have flashes. Flash goes high, but take where he hasn't pushed through all that much just yet. Even if he does, Jacquinho's ready. Beautiful headshot. Dior rears his head now, spots out both players. He has the information. This position very difficult to get LNZ out of. He gets 1, and 1 might just be enough. Bomb still planted for the toilets players. Jacquinho spots out Brave, misses that shot, but will not miss a second time, and we will not see Apeks Rebels take a round for the second time. It is 12-1. Possibly a 14-1 half on the cards now for the Young Ninjas boys. The money's there once again for Apeks Rebels to go for that investment, but disappointing one more time from the Rebels side.
Yeah, impressive shots from Young Nib, but you can see that Apeks don't really want to go for this retake as well, right? It's a 2 versus 4, but you're already in that scenario where you kind of have to go for the Hail Mary plays. You're on the ropes once again. You've been knocked down a couple times. Now they're going for the knockout. You need something. You need to start throwing handmakers and just go for those plays against all odds and hope that something works out.
A bit of a risk here if they're going to go for a monster pop. The flash is going to blind tape where completely. Eventually the T's are going to have to push through, but this time they don't have a flashbang. LNC only finds 1. Maxter will get a second though. Double monster setup comes away with 2 kills. Might just be enough to hold on for the moment. And actually Young Ninjas, they haven't pushed past just yet. VHW does not know this, and Maxter is just holding for the flank here. Oh, but it doesn't matter. VHW gets the first, does a damage to Jacquinho as well, and he's trapped. He can't go for too much of a peek. It is really on ZTR, who is gonna take the opera down. Berserk, missed opportunity, missed chance maybe to seal at least a second round. Now it is definitely up to chance, but Sense takes that chance away a little bit further. ZTR makes his way back, knows that VHW is on the flank. Crouch peek in is not going to be good enough. The elevated position from VHW elevates Rebels to a second round.
Yeah, that was a massive play from VHW. Once again, it's him with the multi-kill to kind of help out Apeks Rebels. And so far, both rounds from the Norwegian side have been thanks to actually VHW stepping up. And we spoke about him before the start of the season, right? Even if Sense is the veteran in kind of this lineup, like in this organization, because he is the only original member of the Apeks Rebels or from the previous lineup, VHW is the player that has got the most experience out of everyone else. And one of the people that's already been a part of the Academy League. So you expect him to be stepping up in moments like that, and he has been. He's been a guy that realizes, okay, you know what? From time to time, I just need to run at them, go for the crazy plays, and make the difference. That helps them out with the second, and now the AWP has found an opening in round number 15. So potentially Apeks looking to ease the pain even more here with the third. That would make things a little bit nicer.
They're well on their way to doing so. A third round on the cards after 3 kills. Now, LNC and Alan B. Will it be a 13 for young NIP? A minute left. They
Nice
have
rhyme.
been able to recover the bomb. Thank you very much.
I rate it.
I rate the little bit of confidence that Rebels are showing now, though, as well. I mean, I rate that they haven't, entirely given up. Because it has been very, very disheartening.
Yeah.
And we thought maybe, they gave young NIP the closest game that we've seen. Like, they got 9 rounds, which is the most that they've gotten so far in the Academy League. This one is looking a little bit too far-fetched. They will at least get a third. But young NIP swapping over onto that CT side, it's not looking very promising whatsoever. Adam B is going to fall. It is at least 3. And in the second half, we will have to just wait and see.
Yeah, I guess at this point you just rate the fact that all teams have seen what Spirit Academy did yesterday to 0-0 Prospect, so no one's gonna be kind of letting off the leash. And we've spoken about this a handful of times. I mean, round difference is a thing in the Academy League, so Apeks, even though they're not able to pick a victory yet, they still have a couple games left in the tournament, even though they've played 7 already, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, they've played only 4. Pardon, I was thinking about the young Nips. So yeah, they actually have a handful of games left. So even if they lose again, it's still recoverable in a way. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. I feel like the team needs to go through some serious maybe talks or changes in terms of the way that they approach the games. But hey, it's not over yet.
Jag hörde ingenting.
Jag bränner flash. Jag laddar. Där.
Uppe redan. Det är som fan.
Uppe side 2.
Nej. Jag är beredd
På
med
vatten,
HS.
på vatten.
Ja, jag är beredd med HS. Se till
Ja,
att planta
jag
igen.
överlever.
En i monster.
Lyssna på
Han är inte här, jag lyssnar.
Jag är med Jack.
En
Kolla
vatten.
första.
Den fejdar nu.
Plantar.
Han plantar
Fitta.
snabbt.
Jag lägger där. Fitta, den fejdar. Jag lägger till
Plantar
där.
snabbt.
Erik.
Ja, okej. En är dildo.
Håll dildo.
Vatten du eller?
En är vattenrampen.
Ja,
till vänster. Han kanske gick ner nu. Han gick ner. Han är ju closer.
Nej då.
Jag kommer med er. Chilla. Jag kommer med
Du såg en
logga.
dildo också, du såg en dildo.
Ja, en dildo och en är nere i vatten.
Tack, den är kort också.
Jag håller
Ja, jag kan hålla korta bara, så kommer jag klippa han.
Gör det. Jag håller upp
Jag
hela
på ni
sträckan.
tillsammans.
Han är vatten, kvar.
Den borde vara dildo.
Jail pikar upp. Eller Wood menar jag. Nice.
Vad till? Take power här. Close.
Döjd i Perus.
On God.
Där.
Nice right.
Well, Jack, as we pointed out, it's not over just yet. Apeks managed to pick up the pistol round, so technically they're still in the game, and they might be able to actually pick up a couple rounds here.
I'm just laughing. It's just you get a few little bits of English. On God.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You know what, guys?
These are great, man. I'm really enjoying these TeamSpeak rounds, man.
You think it's hard for you? I'm standing there looking at Jack's camera, and he's muted, and he's laughing his heart out while listening to that.
Oh, that's great stuff. That is great stuff. Well, the pistol, promising for Apeks Rebels. Only pistols for the young ninjas as they close in on Rebels from behind. Berserk does have the flank covered. We'll see if the Khalil can find any kills. He hasn't connected just yet. The nade doesn't do too much damage. VHW is going to help. He's obviously screaming for his teammates to come and offer some support, and they do. And rightly so. 12-5. Apeks will get that second round. But we've got the investment from Young NIP coming up in this one. Chiquinho going to go for the M4. Not going to risk the glass cannon, of course. Not really in a position that you need to risk a glass cannon. I mean, you can play with the rifle. You know, you have quite a substantial advantage right now. So
Yeah.
probably the correct call, even though we would like to see him show what he's made of. Overpass is one of his better maps with that AWP.
Yeah, but you know that it's going to be a little bit of a bonus round for the T side as well. There's no hope that you kind of need to counter, and you know that they can go for something quicker with the Galils and the Mac-10, so it is all right. And of course, the money doesn't really allow it, but Maxter is actually going to get fairly aggressive here. Does he clear out the position? Oh, he's not going to clear it initially, but Berserk, he has no idea that this is a possibility.
Well, that was very messy, but he comes away with not one, he comes away with two. And now, Chiquinho with that M4 spraying through the smoke. He gets one of his own. Nearly a second. The HP very low on VHW and Tapeware as they make their way into the site. It's a 3 versus 2. It's a retake. Apeks Rebels get a bomb plant down, but Young Ninja's in a really good position to stop Apeks Rebels before they get going on these buy rounds. Problem is, there isn't a kit, so time really is of the essence for the CT side, and they have no idea that Tapeware is here. He might catch Adam B in the back, and he has done so. Now it's a 2 versus 2. Now it's a whole lot easier. Time running thin. LNZ with a nice kill. Smoke on the bomb. They know exactly where Tapeware is now. He's low HP. The spam just needs to connect. Somebody needs to get on the bomb, though, and they will eventually get on it, but LNZ has fallen. That's the round done and dusted. A nice try, but Young Ninja's being really punished for their lack of expenses in that round and their lack of investment into a kit.
That was a 2 versus 5, wasn't it? Initially. I think it was.
Yeah.
It was a 2 versus 5. That's an insane round to win. And this is on Tapeware. This is on Tapeware realizing, okay, you know what? We're in a 2v3. We're low on HP. I need to pick up an aggressive position. He had to be the game changer in that scenario and had to go outside of the box, so to say, to go for an unorthodox play and surprise Young Nip. And this is exactly what he did. Pushing towards Dumpster, making sure he gets the first kill onto the bank player. Then they secure the fact that there is one more player coming in from long. Well, they managed to convert around. That keeps them into the game. An insane flash, though, is going to help out Maxter with a double kill. And now Sense needs to get out of there. He's been tagged down, has an AK as well, but needs to hold on. If he goes down, this becomes a really problematic round.
Oh, and well, there's a kill found from Adam B. Berserk. Oh, he's going to be making his way up long. Chiquinho's heard him. Oh, he doesn't want to go too quickly, but if he doesn't go quickly enough, Sense is going to take him down in the back. Oh, it's messy. Sense gets away with that one. Now they have the information on both the players. They know that there's a guy up on the A site. That smoke isn't perfect. LNZ needs to be careful. I mean, no idea that Sense was still there. He's the man with the bomb. Berserk is alone. He spots out ZTR past that smoke. That is a lovely one-way that he's thrown. Maybe that was by design. And Berserk has played that one expertly. I thought it was actually a failed one. That was a beautiful one-way that he used to perfection.
Yeah, that was a really decent smoke. And another 2vx situation won by Apeks Rebels, by the way. The previous round was a 2v5. Now they win a 2 versus 4. And they win this one simply because of just slowing things down. They were like, we're in no rush. We don't want to get the bomb down, because if we get the bomb down, that means that we're kind of telling them, okay, both of us are on the bomb side. You know exactly where we are. You can try to surround us and play your man advantage, or rather your 2-man advantage. They slowed it down, knowing that Young Nip would feel a little bit pressured by the fact that they have no clue what's going on, and well, they are on a bit of a half buy, so even if they pick up the rifles, it's still not that vibe that you get. You still don't have the defuse kit, you still don't have the utility, so you're going to be going aggressive just a little bit.
Well, straight through that B bomb site they go, like a hot knife through butter. They put their way through with ease, without any real issue. And it's another round here. This, you know, we were thinking this was already over. I'm getting Spirit Academy vibes already.
Yeah. The T side could be a little bit dicey from time to time. I mean, both me and you remember that OG and Ents Academy game, right? Where Ents Academy managed to win their T side 10-5, and then OG just came back and destroyed them in the second half on their respective T side. So, that was an awkward miss. I thought that one hit.
So did I, actually.
Yeah, apparently not. Yeah, that one definitely hit. And actually, Young Nip are going to be able to do some decent damage and hold on to their guns in this one. That was important. The AWP and the M4 being saved up. You can actually go for reinvestment if you're feeling really motivated right now, but you might as well just go for the half-buy with the rifles surrounding and try to go for the maximum damage in a round like this one. But Apeks Rebels now, they've closed out the distance. It is indeed going to be the full investment coming in from the CT side once again. You have the M4s.
For sure.
Ok, du legger i komboen, eller skal jeg gjøre det, Tobias?
Du gjør det bare,
Det
da.
kan være nice. Jeg kommer til å slukke her og gå frem. Akta AP picker mid. Jeg går
Jeg
anti.
pika.
Yep,
Jeg har langen deres.
Bare
Jeg
shift,
walker, jeg
shift.
walker. Jeg walker.
Jeg flasher en lang.
Walk in nå. Ikke.
Dere hopper kortet.
Boys, vi walker kontakt
walk
av nå. Ja,
Gjør det.
pakta pack.
Jeg kommer rygge litt.
Gjennom toilets.
Banan.
Banan. Garden.
Flasher banan.
Ja. AWP er nok lang da. Eller akta
Du
den
får ta
sign
kortet.
nå.
Jeg blir å gå opp lang her med.
Ja,
Lang da
takk
sa
for.
Nice.
Nice, bro.
Rolig.
Hold
Rolig,
aggro.
boys. Rolig,
Jeg holder
rolig,
banan.
Jeg
rolig.
til pack.
Ja, akta på bananen.
Jeg holder banan.
Ikke close banan.
Han har pushet monster her.
Ja.
Så close kortet.
Hvis
Jeg
dere
går inn
legger...
toilet.
Hør,
Og kom
hvis...
Default.
Hoppa, default.
Vent, jeg blir
Prøv å legge
låse
fake mot den her,
venstre.
så kan Patrick få timing.
Ja.
Har du noe til, Tobias?
Ja,
Ok.
jeg smoke molle.
Jeg fikk en smoke her, og vi kan kjøre full execute her nå.
Ja,
Akta rygg
akta
snart,
flank.
boys.
Jeg kan smoke bank her.
En kort da. Legg stairs
Kortet.
istedenfor.
Nice.
Nice.
Chiller nå. Jeg
Jeg
kommer
legger
opp
bank, du
bygget.
legger stairs. Klar, Tobias?
Ok, ja. Jeg er klar.
Ok, legg nå. Legg den entry flash.
Bare chill.
Vienna.
Kommer opp.
Vi walker opp nå.
Jeg har også en flash.
Tegn to.
Jeg har også en
Akta har
flash.
gått lang nå.
Jeg søker på banan.
God tid. Yep. Kan bare walk opp.
Har du molder
Nærmere
truck?
chilt. Ja,
Fredrik?
men jeg er for
Nei.
klar.
Jeg har bare en flash.
Jeg
Hold
må
søker
spacing
bak
opp siten her i lag.
Molotov bak default. Jeg holder
Ja,
mot
den.
lang. USEK.
Jeg sjekker Kio. Akta lang. Ingen Kio.
Jeg planter truck her, boys.
Gjør det.
Gjør det.
Pante safe. La oss
Men
stå
da-
fremme, boys.
Jeg går inn lang.
Vi
Jeg
står
kan også-
fremme.
Så på off-angler.
Hold
Holder du
stairs.
stairs?
Ja.
Jeg er banan. Jeg får første på bank her. Du kan svinge på
Sin-
meg, Sindre.
Ja.
Ja,
Kom close.
svinger på det.
Perfect.
Holder banan og om man walker opp toilet.
Sånn, perfect. Hold den Mikkel her, Patrick. Bare dø.
Ja, ja.
Ok? Vi trenger at du har den der.
Ingenting stairs.
Exit lang i lag. Exit lang. Lang.
Det er en ikke bank.
Syk fuckings runde, boys. Let's
Insane,
go.
Tobias.
Fuck, Tobias, du er god der, altså.
Jævlig bra.
Jeg vet, men jeg-
i to av det.
Ah, my guy, altså. My guy.
Vi er av med dem her. Vi ser
My guy indeed. What a recovery there from Apeks Rebels, man. Holy. What?
Yeah, it's always nice to see that the atmosphere is good and that
Yeah.
they're starting to feel it. They're starting to get their heads into the game. They're starting to get their minds into the game. And at this point, even though the score shows 12-9, that tactical timeout from Young Nip, the TeamSpeak round that we just heard, everything is just screaming Apeks are back into the game. They've won 6 in a row. Young Nip, a team that is normally feeling more comfortable on the CT side of Overpass, is yet to register a CT side round. And they've been in really good scenarios a handful of times. I mean, they were in a 5 versus 2, they were in a 4 versus 2. This one, again, was a man advantage situation for young NIP. And Apeks, they've been coming back in a lot of these rounds. And you know, that builds up the confidence so much when you're able to bounce back in those scenarios.
Oh. damage onto tape where not an ideal start to proceedings, but could be a lot worse. Could have found its way onto his head. The span through the wood. It is just a little bit of a default from Apeks Rebels. Going for mid control. They're going to get it without any real issue. Nobody from Young Ninjas are going to be playing that aggressively for it. Brave hoping somebody pushes into his crosshair, but it is just going to be the wooden monster setup. Berserk waiting for the jump spot. He's not going to get another chance at that from Jaquinho. So 50 seconds. Apeks Rebels now grouping up, and they might go for an A hit, which is going to be the stacked site. And Jaquinho in this position, if he drops the smoke, that creates a lot of space for himself and ZTR to work around.
Yeah, it does, but they're going to slow it down a little bit. 35 seconds, and now the hit will probably go. They're waiting to see if Brave is going to be able to accomplish something, but there's nothing happening right now. They're just waiting for the initial smoke to fade off, and they're going to play. But look at Maxter. He's onto a massive play right now.
He just needs to keep walking behind him. 20 seconds now left, but they're already going to be up on the site, so Jaquinho is going to have to take a fight. Berserk turns around, and Maxter is taken down. The A-bomb site under control of the T's one more time, and it's looking like it's going to be a 10th round. Young Ninjas, they've let this one slip through their fingertips completely. That's 7 in a row on the T side and 9 in a row all in all. Another beautiful headshot from Brave to take away rifles from the CT side as it goes from bad to worse once again for the young NIP boys. And I'm wondering, when is the tactical timeout coming from Young Ninjas? Because it's been a long time since you've won a round.
Yeah, and at this point, you start asking questions, right? I mean, Apeks, the awareness was actually phenomenal. The fact that they slowed things down for so long, but then realize, okay, there could be a player going for a pisky play towards long. There could be a timing in which there is a guy that's pushed somewhere and he's going for the backstab. And that is the AWP turning around when they know that they have connector and short control under lock and key as well. So he is accounting for that very own play. He's like, yeah, he can push long. The fake could work out perfectly. They could think that they're onto something. I'm going to deny him. He doesn't know how many more players there are towards the A-bomb side. They walk in, they get the other kill on A. Young Nip, at this point, they're so afraid to go for those aggressive plays because they've been finding the man advantage and losing time after time that they're just playing from the back of the side, right? They didn't have any information in that round whatsoever. So in the moment that they lose that backstab, this is the round done for unless the player towards the back of the side kills 3. And you could see it from the reaction of the B players. They were not even thinking about going for this round.
Yeah, not at all. Once they've seen any presence go towards A whatsoever, you know, once they've seen the kills instantly go in favor of Apeks Rebels, yeah, that's it. Pack up your bags, we're saving.
Yeah.
We're gone, we're out of there, off the scene.
Jack?
Mm-hmm.
That was an 11-0. Now it's 12-10.
I know, man. This is... Why do we always get the good games, Ted? I'm not complaining, but we always get we always get the comebacks.
It's like,
I feel bad for...
Why do we always get a good game?
I feel bad for Lucy and Brandon because
I don't. They get to watch Ancient and Nuke, so it's fair.
Yeah, that's true. It's a fair trade. It's a fair trade. Well, fair trades. Don't know if they're going to be enough here or exactly what Young Ninjas are looking for, and that is not a fair trade. That is not a fair fight. Jaquinho blindsides Tapeware and picks up an AK for his troubles. Now, he'll move back to defend towards that Bravo site. Elsewhere, Maxter is the only player towards A for the moment, and he's towards long. Berserk might just spot him out. Indeed, he does. Good reaction. Deagle, not the optimal weapon from that, but the AWP loves those long-range engagements.
Oh, they really hope that Brave just walks into them, and he is going to walk into them. This is phenomenal right now for Young Nib. Surely they pick up this kill, and that's another AK. There's no one to refrag as well. I mean, this AK is pretty much in disposal here of the CT side to be scavenged, and it's another 4 versus 3, but look at the investment. It wasn't such a serious one. It was just the half buy. There was one saved up M4, but now you've upgraded 2 AKs as well, and you have the MP9. This is a really dangerous round. They just need Jaquinho to pick up 1 kill, and that's the bomb carrier as well.
He's got it. Berserk now makes his way up long. Jaquinho is very clued in, but he was just off the mark a little bit there. Now Berserk is going to get a little bit aggressive in towards Bank. He has to look for a kill. He has to play for something here. Molly will go down, but the bomb will do also. Now, who's going to walk into his crosshair, if anyone? He goes for the peek, LNC goes for the swing. The refrag is going to be good enough this time, and VHW is alone on the site. LNZ from bank, ZTR from long. The acronyms looking to work together if they can. Headshot found, not able to react, and 3 letters on all 3 remaining players, but it is ZTR, the only one that remains. Topples Apex Rebels for the first time in a long time and gets them into a 3-round lead once again.
0 thrown rounds. That's what ZTR stands for. Really crucial clutch from the IGO. And yes, I freestyled that one. Yes.
Yes, yeah, I like that. I like that one.
Yeah. Wins the round 13-10. A really crucial one. In those scenarios, I feel like I don't think that Young Nip are just a team that struggles genuinely on the CT side of Overpass. It's just right now, it was really tough for them to actually break the streak of Apex Rebels. They were in those kinds of scenarios, you know them when you just feel like nothing works. You just feel like everything that your opponent does works and nothing that you try really succeeds. So right now, ZTR are getting that one, and everyone actually contributing to that round because this was the half buy, and everyone actually managed to hit some pretty nice shots. So Young Nip, from a mental point of view, that's going to boost their confidence massively. And potentially, it could put them back in a scenario where they could close out the game. But Apex, so far, they've been showing us that they are a team to be reckoned with. They are a force to be reckoned with, especially on that T side. So there still is a chance. The dream is alive. The dream of the comeback, that is.
Dream of Apex Rebels picking up their first game as well, their first map, but Adam B is going to try and snatch that dream and crush it while he can, but his skull is going to be crushed before he gets any further. 45 seconds for Apex Rebels to make a decision, and Berserk has found Jacquinho. Very important kill in what could shape the outcome of this round. The rotations from LNC and ZTR are going to be down towards B. Maxter has them if they come up connector, but they're going to walk out towards Monster. Flash goes over. 28 seconds for them to find these kills. And LNC just playing around this smoke. He finds one over the top of it. ZTR needs to get his one as well. Does the damage and just discourages that fight. Berserk, though, he's peeked out. He gets a double. He's opening up that B site expertly. And now, another round goes in favor of Apex Rebels. The money is okay. I mean, it's all right for Young Ninjas for now.
Yeah, that's the big problem though, right? Isn't it? In a lot of those scenarios, we praise that round that you win on the half by like a couple players hitting those nice shots. You managed to steal one away, and we're like, okay, this is the round that gets you started. But there is the opposite side of the story as well. There is the other case where you just win that round, but this is not really a buy versus buy round, right? So when you go into the next one, everything goes back to normal. And this is what's happened right now. Apex have been able to bounce back. A lot of it has to do with Berserk having one of his best games so far, by the way. And truth be told, we need to praise him even though the team is 0-4. He's been the only player so far in the team to kind of stand out with his individual performances in a lot of those games. And it's really tough to stand out when your team isn't even able to get up to double digits, but he's been able to put up some pretty decent numbers. And he's doing that while being the AWP and while being the player to attempt the most entries. And did we see a tower? But yeah,
It failed.
Yeah, that's actually the first time we've seen someone attempt it. So I'm gonna rate them only for the try. That was an NT.
It's a really nice thing to just bring out, you know, especially this late on in the game. Try anything that's gonna maybe be a little bit unorthodox.
Yeah,
but it's only good if you hit it. I mean, it is.
And if you're not playing against Zaiwu, because every time he goes out of heaven, he pre-fires it. Yeah. Imagine how annoying it is to just go for this tower and just get insta-2-dinged by an M4.
I've seen somebody die from I don't know, I think you were casting the game with me. Do you remember the FAMAS kill from heaven on the player did on the quad tower?
Yeah. That
was absolutely insane. Very rarely you see somebody do it with a rifle, but I think, like, fair enough you do it with an M4, but I think the FAMAS really just kind of blew my mind that time that we'd seen it, but
yeah.
I'm trying to even remember who it was, but
You know, there's normal players and players that are good with Galoo and Famous.
Yeah, true. Couldn't be me. 30 seconds now. Flash delays. Apeks Rebels getting out towards Monster. That nade does a good, healthy amount of damage to the Apeks Rebel boys, who are going to try and bulldoze their way into B once again. It's 1-for-1s. It's refrags coming in, but it's only Young Ninjas to come away with absolutely everything. 3 kills from LNZ. He's holds strong one more time. It's 14 on the board for Young NIP. Bumps in the road gave Apeks Rebels maybe a road back into the game, but Young Ninjas now putting up this roadblock.
Yeah, what a massive hold that is from LNZ, finally stepping up towards the B-bomb side. We can remember him having those kinds of performances and being so comfortable with the multi-kills, even from his day with the Verse lineup. Every single time he's on the CT side of Overpass, one of his signature things is that he's able to really find those impactful multi-kills when his team needs him the most, and he does deliver now. And this is the first time in a long time that Young Nip have actually looked comfortable in a round on Overpass. 14-11, another tactical timeout coming in, because Apeks, even though that T side has looked really impressive so far, they are only 2 away from their 5th loss here at the WePlay Academy League Season 5. So you want to make sure you don't give them any chances whatsoever, because you still could reset the CT side economy once more if you were to win that one round.
Waiting patiently for the flash.
Obviously. Of course.
Of course. Oh, ZDR down through the smoke and con. Oh, Jaquinho comes to his senses and flicks on to that kill. Berserk, though, has found Adam B. Now, Apeks Rebels might just try and fully commit out onto this site. That molly denies them for the moment. Smoke down towards mid-site as they swing across, and the CT player has decided not to play for it. He's backed away. Is it a save from Young NIP?
I think it is. I think they wanted to initially stack the A-bomb side, and they were like, you know what? They're already on B. We're going to hold on. They didn't want to do anything with this one. And a big part of it has to do with, I guess, the fact that they didn't know if there's a player out Monster by the time that they went for the hit. So they were like, yeah, maybe even if the player that's towards CT goes into Walter, he just gets taken down by Monster. So it's not really worth it. And we spoke about the money situation as well. It's not really looking that fantastic for the Swedish guys, so maybe a save is a little bit justified, but hey, that just means more action here.
Well, I'm not impartial to a little bit more action. $14-12. Things are really cooking up now. This is going to reach a boiling point very soon, especially in this round. Will it boil over for Young Ninjas? That is the real question, because now we actually do have to talk about their money and the situation that that's in. Yes, they've saved. They've got everybody on rifles for this round, but it's going to be 2,900 loss bonus for the next. That's not going to be enough to get people out on M4s, and even if they want to go for M4s, they're going to be lacking utility severely. The only one that's going to be looking pretty decent are going to be maybe LNZ and Jaquinho, as Apeks Rebels change it up a little bit here. They're going to walk through that smoke and walk towards long. Maxter backs away out of toilets, out of the imminent danger that was presenting itself. Oh, and Jaquinho, though, he will force Brave into the danger zone. Jaquinho takes him down. VHW with a nice swing, though. It's a refrag towards that A site. Maxter's down and ZTR's alone.
Yeah, it's a one prominent attack as well, though. ZTR, he doesn't know it just yet, but everyone is just running behind him. They have no idea he's that close, but they're going to push into bank. They know there could be a player towards toilet. ZTR, he needs to pick up the kill onto the Oper. If he does, this becomes a really winnable round. And look at that from LNZ. He's just standing in the smoke. ZTR strikes. That means that LNZ can swing, and Jaquinho's picked up another in the meantime. That leaves Stance in a 1 versus 3 clutch. He's going to see the first, but LNZ is once again the man to step up and give Young Nib the 15th.
Great performance from LNC, and indeed Jaquinho as well too, from both of them in this round. Gives Young Ninjas their 15th round. It's map point for them. And Apeks Rebels, they have taken us as close as they've been to a victory here in Season 5 of the Academy League. But close does not win you games, Ted. I'm
Nope.
afraid you need to get on to 16 or take it in OT, and that is still a little bit away from Apeks Rebels. 15-12, 3 perfect rounds needed from the Norwegians. Can they come up with it, or are Young Ninjas just gonna complete this victory after stumbling towards the finish line for so long? Are they gonna finally reach it in the end? They're gonna try and pop their way out Monster, but it's been shut down initially, and the bomb falls right into the lap of the young NIP boys. LNZ is still holding. He's only got 5 bullets left in that AK, but he's got 2 teammates with him to try and stop Tapeware, and ZTO will put him down with the FAMAS.
It's a 2 versus 4 now. Only Berserk and VHW left in the clutch to try and keep Apeks in this game. VHW might actually have a kill presented to him if Maxter decides to walk in, but there is no reason to do so right now. He just needs to hold. He just needs to wait. His teammates have the bomb on their lock and key. How do you walk back into a round like that if you're Apeks Rebels? You need to initiate the fight. You need to initiate the first contact, but Young Nib, they're not giving you anything right now, and you just keep getting re-smoked towards Monster.
You don't need to give them anything though. You just have to wait. The opportunity is going to present itself to you, and you are going to lap it up exactly the way that Maxter has done, as Rebels fought valiantly to bring it to a stage where we considered the comeback and maybe considered the first victory, but it is well out of reach, and ZTR makes sure that it is definitely out of reach for Apeks Rebels. They go 0-5, still in search of that victory, but young NIP currently 4-3, a massive victory for them as they continue to make a good account for themselves to possibly be one of the teams to actually make it to the play-in stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially after starting the tournament with a 2-0 after the victories against OG Academy and Apeks. Losing those 3 games in a row against big OG and ENCE was a little bit of a disappointment for them. But I think now with those 2 consecutive once again on Overpass against ENCE and now against Apeks Rebels, I think that they found their new comfort zone. Even though there's some worrying signs, even though they did allow Apeks Rebels to make us believe that there could be a chance for this comeback to happen, Young Nib, they persevered, they managed to close it out, and they're going to be really happy with the score that they get after this one. Because, you know, well, I don't think that they want to be experiencing the same thing that Mouse NXT and Navi Jr. did with 0-0 prospects in Group A.
No, definitely not. I mean, Young Ninjas are going to be disappointed that they didn't close this one out a whole lot earlier, but it's like, let's give credit where credit is due. Rebels with a really good T-side, you know, to bring it back, to make it as competitive as it was. I know a lot of people in chat definitely wouldn't have expected them to bring it as close, and Rebels, they are getting better by better each game that we do see them, so they are building up that little bit of confidence. You know, it's still, I believe that's now 15 maps without a victory though on HLTV, which is very, very worrying. Now, the thing is, they still have to face OG Academy, they still have to take on Furia as well, and I believe they've got another game, if I'm not mistaken, to play against Big, so we'll see what they can bring. I mean, the big one might be a little bit too far out of reach, but they do have chances to maybe register their first victory, but it is not going to be today. Young Ninjas go away with the spoils, 16-12.
Yeah, but we still have one more game